So we already talked about bulking, and so now we're on to the cutting portion of the video. And what I basically did from 2 bulks ago when I was cutting for my last show is I just slowly started to bring down my calories, about 100 calories. So let's say I started out my cut and I was already at 2,500 calories. So I brought it down to 2,400 calories and I left it at 2,400 calories until I stopped losing weight. When I stopped losing weight, I dropped it another 100 calories, and I did that with carbs. So my fat and my protein was the same, a gram of protein per pound of body weight, half a gram of fat per pound of body weight, the rest carbs, and just slowly increased it by 100 calories each time, and then lost weight, stopped losing weight, drop it another 100 calories. You get the point. I think I repeated myself like 3 times. So that's all I did. So there wasn't any like finding out my, maintenance calories or anything like that. If you are overweight, or if you have enough muscle and you really don't need to bulk and gain much muscle, I would still work really hard in the gym, obviously, but you want to go straight into cutting, then I would find out your maintenance calories. But if you're going straight from a bulk to a cut, then you just start lowering them. I mean, you don't really need to jump to anything else. If you're having metabolism problems, then you need to take a slightly different approach and kind of boost your metabolism a little bit. But yeah, it shouldn't be too hard, because if you're coming off of a surplus of food, then you shouldn't have any metabolism problems. So anyways, you could find out your maintenance calories and start dropping weight. The rule of thumb, again, is subtract about 500 calories from your maintenance calories, and for men, lose about a pound a week or more. I mean, and if you're overweight, more than the average person or whatever, then you can drop even more pounds a week if you want to, but you want it to be healthy. And if it fits your macros, the iifym.com calculator, you can kind of use that as your baseline if you want, and it'll say, it gives you different levels of cutting, losing weight, dangerously losing it, or I forget what the terminology that they use, what words they use, but safe, slow, normal, or dangerous, and you can kind of get an idea of how extreme your cut is or not. So I just basically told you what I did. And as far as figuring out your macros, you want to figure out your calories first. Like I mentioned in the last video, I have videos on calories. I have videos on finding your macros. But I would keep your protein up there, keep your fat at a decent amount, keep your carbs. You want to diet on as many calories as you can and still lose weight. If you drop your calories too low, you're gonna lose your muscle, and you don't want to do that. You want to do HIIT type cardios, high intensity interval training. My coach has introduced me to Tabata, which is another high intensity interval training, but it's just a little bit more extreme. And that's going to help you burn more fat. Lifting weights is going to help you burn fat. So lift hard, lift heavy, and you'll continue to burn weight throughout the day. What else? And what you'll do for your cut, while you're slowly reducing your carbs, you're going to slowly reduce your calories. And so if you're halfway through, let's just say halfway through your cut, and you've reduced your calories and you're starting to plateau in your weight, well, now instead of reducing your calories, try to increase your increase your cardio. And you can do both, but you don't need to. You need to do both throughout the process, but you can start doing just your carbs, reducing your carbs. Maybe your fat was a little high, maybe you need to reduce your fat a little bit. Maybe your protein was a little high, you can kind of work with that a little bit too, and make sure you're not reducing too many of your calories too fast. And then you start to plateau, start to increase your cardio a little bit. So you had 2 HIIT sessions, now do a 3rd HIIT session, or now add a steady state if you want a steady state, but try to keep most of it HIIT, I think you should. And just do 15 minutes after your workout or on your upper body days. And then just make sure you're slowly reducing that. And then the closer that you get to your show, if you're doing this for a show, I just have to say the amount of leanness that you have to be for a show is going to be too lean for, you know, health purposes. And the reason why I don't mind being too lean or an unhealthy amount of lean is because it's for a very, very short period of time. Like you're only that lean for like a week to 2 weeks or something like that. And I mean, maybe a little bit longer, but not really. And then right after your show, you're gonna either reverse diet, or maybe your calories are high enough and your coach brought you back up, or you decided that you could start increasing your calories. A lot of people do that. They diet down, and then like during peak week, they start to slowly increase their carbs and like for the full look, you know? It just depends. But I don't get that technical. So if you're doing it yourself, just, you know, slowly decrease your carbs, slowly increase your cardio, and just make sure you're losing weight, but not too much weight. I did the same thing. My last cut, I made sure I lost a half a pound of weight a week. And actually, I'm only 20 days into working with Mark. So really, it's not even 3 weeks yet. I mean, almost, obviously, but I lost a pound. But out of those 3 weeks, you only can really measure 2 times, because you have your starting average weight for the first week, then you have your average weight for the second week, and I lost a pound. Then you have, you know, then you go from that second week to the third week, and you lost another pound, which I think is what I'm gonna do. I'm coming to an end with that. And I feel like losing a pound a week is too much. And so I emailed him and I said, hey, but I mean, who knows what he's gonna do? I trust him, I trust his judgment. He has way more experience than I do. So maybe I'm coming off of really high calories. You know, maybe I'm just, you know, dropping real fast right now, but it's gonna start to slow down. So ask those questions. If you have a coach, like, you have every right to ask those questions. And he just reassured me that everything's going perfect and according to plan. And so I'm just like, he didn't really answer my question, Mark, if you're watching this, but his job is just to reassure me, and my job is to trust him, and so that's what we're doing. And because I know that he knows what he's doing, I'm not going to worry about it. But for other people that have Joe Schmo walking into their gym and decided to hire them, I would want a little bit more of an answer than that. But since Mark has way more years of experience, and I've heard him talk on his YouTube channel, I know his approach. I know other people that I don't know them personally, but I know of other people that he's worked with personally, just in the industry, and his, you know, how they all collaborative, and I don't know, I just really trust him. So that's kind of where I'm at. But if you don't have a great trainer like, or a great coach like Mark, then I would definitely ask more questions and in detail and want detailed answers. So I know that was kind of like a do as I say, not as I do type thing, but yeah, I know my coach's take through watching his videos and stuff, but you wouldn't know your coach's take because your coach probably doesn't have a YouTube channel that you can like go and stalk him. So anyways, I know this is kind of vague, but it's really so personalized. You just need to track those calories, track those macros, track your weight, and make sure that it's all like pointing towards your goal. And just be aware of if you're gaining too fast, losing too fast, not losing enough, not gaining enough. You increase your macros as, you know, common sense would tell you. And if you want to do it by 100 calories like I did, then you can. If you want to make bigger jumps, then you can. It's just up to you and your body, and you'll figure out how big you need to jump up or down, or how much weight you can gain or lose without getting too fat or too skinny. Not getting too fat, gaining too much fat. I don't like that terminology, but you can figure that all out just with consistency and just doing it yourself and tracking it, because your coach is going to guess, and then he's going to figure out the actual numbers by you tracking those things. So you can do the same thing. So good luck with your goals, and thanks for watching, and I will continue to post all of my experience for the next 12 weeks, a little over 12 weeks. I'm approaching my 12-week out point. That's really exciting. And I will see you next video, and hope you enjoy the journey for my next competition.